Yeah.
I think that made it in the planner.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
It'll germinate. That's a word that I learned as
Yeah.
I'm taking care of my lawn now.
What a proud American dad you are.
Yep. All right, you tell me when we're rolling and if the audio is good.
It's good.
All right, welcome to episode 23 of The Fellowship. I'm your host, Adam Hawk. My resident guest, Ryan Engel, is here.
Signing off. Thanks for coming, you guys.
Well, now I won't be interrupted the rest of the way, which is pretty nice. We have a wonderful guest today. In fact, it's a guest that I would say is probably our closest friend in the business and some guy that we have wanted to have on probably since we started the show. But I don't know of anyone in the world who does more things or keeps a busier schedule. I'll tell you who that is in just a second. But are you excited for our guest today?
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
for
I am.
Okay.
I'm really excited for this.
Perfect. Before we get into that, let's get caught up. I want to let you know that I'm going to Disneyland next week, and I bring that up to you because you've got some history at Disneyland, some history that
The scene of the crime, are you going to go?
Yeah, the scene of the climb. No, I'm going to go to the scene of the crime, actually, and I'm wondering, am I going to see a wanted poster of you when I get into
No,
Disneyland?
I mean, luckily for me, I'm so old that, like, when I went there, their informational jurisdiction for Disneyland criminals was probably done with a fax machine.
Yeah.
So I'm out of the system.
So the statute of limitations is up on the crime you committed on the Pirates of the Caribbean.
But I will say this, knowing what I know about Disneyland, I think they still know.
Okay, very good.
They were watching.
At any point in the episode, are you going to sit under a microphone?
I'm pouring you a drink, you asshole.
Appreciate that very much.
What's up with the beard, Hawk? Everyone's been asking me.
No, they have not been asking you. You know what? Full disclosure.
You look like a retired model from a Kohl's magazine.
That's a nice compliment. Full
I did
disclosure.
say retired, though.
When I want to grow my mustache back, I have to grow everything back so it doesn't
So you don't look like you have a caterpillar lip?
or look like some kind of person that hangs around.
Little children by a school?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you for filling in
I
the
can
blanks.
fill in all the blanks for you. You just tell me
Appreciate
what
that.
to do, when to do it.
You know what? I think we're just going to skip everything else.
No, keep going. Yeah.
No, I've got a great guest that I want to get to.
You did all this hard work on these notes.
It's okay. Most of the hard work is about the guest. I was playing golf this morning with my dear friend Jordan Brown, and I told him that when we booked this guest...
Is he your friend because he gets you out for free?
No, he is not. Okay, but shout out to Metal Art Golf.
Did you pay for a green fee?
I did not.
Oh, so you played for free?
Yeah, but we don't need to disclose that information.
Okay. Well, that's good for you, man.
All right, you know what?
Way to support the golf course.
Okay, thank you. Enjoy your free country club membership. I told Jordan that when we booked our guest today that this is going to be like two peacocks competing for oxygen. So I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
Let me introduce him.
You look excited.
I am. He is a businessman, the very definition of an entrepreneur. He founded and operates one of the biggest SCGA golf clubs in all of Southern California. He owns a barbershop on Route 66. He's the guitarist and vocalist of a 90s tribute band. He's a softball coach. He's a father to 3, including a newborn. He's a Holey Moley champion. I have no idea how he has half the time for the things he does, let alone being here today.
And one hell of a model American.
And he's cut from the same swanky cloth as us. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy
Tropicana!
Good to see you, as always.
Hey,
Mr.
Mikey.
Hawk. Hawk, you look good.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for lying to me.
I would have said better.
I'm just trying to figure out what's up with the beard.
Well, like I said, I'm trying to grow back the mustache, and you have to grow it all back at once so you don't
like
look gross.
Retired Mervin's
Yeah, appreciate that.
May I cocktail
model.
you?
Yes, of course.
Well, I'm trying to get to the level of you guys with the mustaches. I had one, but I lost one in a match to Ryan, also available on YouTube.
You lost to him?
Yeah, I did.
That's surprising.
Yeah. You're looking quite tan. Been out in the sun a lot?
Listen, I do a lot of outdoor
He's
activities.
Cuban.
I got a lot of lawns to cut. I'm very busy.
All right, very good. That's actually not true. You have a lot of businesses to run. I mentioned in the intro, which took all of my breath away because you do so many things. You own a barbershop. You're a
I do.
guitarist in a 90s tribute band, a very good one called
The
Saved by the
world's
Band.
greatest.
I am the
90s
lead
tribute band.
guitarist. Salute.
Salute.
I am the lead guitarist because we only have one guitar. You're not drinking today?
Oh, I didn't see that it was poured for me.
Salute,
Yeah,
salute,
thank
calm
you.
down.
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate
very welcome, Adam. Thank you for asking.
I feel like I'm on a date right now.
it. Yeah.
Is it gonna get nasty? Is somebody gonna get naked?
We'll see. We'll see.
Not Hawk. He's scared to take his shirt off.
That's on. Well, I've been. You just brought Chick-fil-A.
Hey, they use peanut oil. It's all good.
You guys want me to leave?
No, we don't. You go back a long way with Nation Golf.
True.
Probably further than most. And I actually, the first time I saw you was a picture of you modeling like a very, very early line of Nation. So
Oh, God, remember that?
That's great. That was one of the best times of my life.
Yeah.
How did you meet Ryan, and how well did you guys hit it off right away?
I think Ryan and I met just through the internet. Steve Taylor,
Yeah.
rest in peace, Steve. Steve Taylor was running a golf ball company,
Yeah.
and he was involved with them. And Steve invited me out to an event that they were having, and I just kind of looked into who was playing and what was going on, and I brought my buddy Darkness with us, and we just had a great connection. It was fabulous.
So I walk up to this thing, pull up in the caddy, and I'm, swanked out because that's just what we do, And it's just golf jocks and influencers everywhere. Or
Not much has changed.
Wannabes,
Yeah.
And so I'm looking around, and I'm just like, all right, here we go. I'm just going to be fucking hanging out with myself in one of these stupid things again, And all of a sudden, in the corner of my eye, I see a dude with some hiked up bridges, a tilted brim, and a fucking shirt that's older than anything I have. And I just go, thank God. We went over, shook hands, and I think we all hopped in the caddy after that, and the rest was history.
100%. We met.
But the shoot that you're talking about, I want to fill in the blanks real quick on that.
This is a photo shoot that
There's
took
a photo
place at
shoot.
Indian Wells.
So
You
this
and
is
Jimmy.
prior to Nation Golf becoming the more legitimate brand it is now.
Yeah.
Meaning we weren't running, advertisements. We were doing everything the old school way. So I had this great idea that hey, I'm going to do this old school photo shoot. I'm gonna invite these boys out. We're going to put a fucking bow on it for the weekend and tie one on and shoot the whole thing in film. And I was like, I want cigarettes and booze in every photo,
Yeah.
And I use those for the product shots, for everything. And then as soon as we're starting to gain traction as a company and stuff, and it's like, all right, let's start doing these Facebook ads. Let's do this and that and this and that. Like, all right, here's my package of assets. And they're like, can't use one of these fucking things.
Yeah.
But hey, we had the hell of a fucking time that weekend.
It was great. It was great.
Ugh.
He had me get there at, 11 a.m. Mm-hmm. By the time that the photo shoot started, it was 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we were just drunk
Hammered.
all day.
Yeah.
The shirts were wrinkled and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
He's out there trying to iron them in the sun and shaking them. I go, that looks good. Give me that. Give me a cigarette and let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were great.
Remember when Darkness, on the way out, he's like, no, bro, these are all mine. He took all your shirts.
He stole the shirt. He gave me a package of shirts. Darkness walks out of my car. He's like, later, bro. I go, those were mine. He goes, nah, dog, these are mine.
Nice.
I go, all right.
I think the biggest form of flattery when you own a brand is when people steal your shit.
That was
That's like,
he's a
thank you.
thief.
Yeah.
He's a thief.
I
But
love
he's a
Darkness.
good. He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the absolute best.
I came into the picture a little bit later with you. We exchanged some DMs over Instagram. And then we went out and we played La Mirada Golf Course with King Louie and Big Mo. Great
right.
day. You brought what was left of Beer 19, the beer that you guys created together.
Yeah.
Very good beer. Still don't know why you guys put an IPA in a golf beer, but I was knocked out by hole 4.
It worked.
We couldn't do Pilsners. They don't make Pilsners in California.
Great beer and a great day. That was a lot of fun to connect, and since
man.
then we've been good friends. My
Yeah.
son got his very first haircut at your barbershop.
That's true.
Which, by the way, is called Tropicana Golf Club and Barbershop.
True.
On Route 66.
Get your kicks.
Yeah, get your kicks. What does it mean to you to have not only your own business, but a business on Route 66?
That's just a historic street and road and just America.
Outside of California.
Yeah, it's deep, and it just by chance that place just landed, and I was getting ready to pull the trigger on something that I really thought I wanted to be involved in, and then this just came up, and I rolled the dice, and didn't know. I'm not a barber. I can't even cut, anything with a pair of scissors, let alone somebody's hair.
Right.
So I took a chance and I just said, I'm tired of my barbershop with the 50-inch TVs and the loud music.
No shit.
And I said, I'm just going to do something different where I want to hang out. The irony of it is, I can't even get a haircut there anymore. My guys are so booked. I have to book 3 weeks in advance, and I walk in. Is anybody canceling today? No.
Yeah.
So it's just, but it's come a long way.
Yeah.
And when I was in the early development of it, I was talking to Ryan about it, and he's like, I just said, I don't know what. He said, just do it, and you never know what's going to come from it, and everything's come from it.
Yeah.
And now the shop.
It's that initial snowball.
Yeah, and the shop runs itself. I got my guys in there that are fabulous. Shop of the year, 2 years in a row, and they hold it down themselves. They take pride in being Tropicana barbers and run the shop the way that I see it being ran. And I step aside. I let them do their own thing. I think barbershop's getting an issue when the barber is the owner and he's taking all the clients.
Yeah.
I'm not involved in that. So they work themselves, and the new people that come in go to whomever's available.
Yeah.
And they get along great. Their brothers in there, so it's fabulous. We're having such a good time in there.
Glad to hear it. And it was cool to see that you guys did, for the second year in a row, win Best Barbershop in San Gabriel Valley.
True.
Not exactly a small region, so that's a pretty big award.
With no idea how we got it or who voted, or they don't say, hey, you're in the running for it.
Yeah.
We just got a letter and said, hey.
Aren't you buddies with the mayor?
Don't talk about that. These are hot, right?
Yeah. Who isn't Jimmy buddies with?
I mean, come on.
The mayor does get his hair.
Jimmy has a lot of buddies. You know?
Yeah. A lot of connected wise guys.
Not the same kind of place.
But that's interesting that Ryan helped you out initially with your business. I've often said this about Ryan, that he's got this shoot from the hip mentality that makes guys like me very nervous, but at the same time, we don't get 90% of the stuff done that we would need to get done if he doesn't just say, we're doing this. Let's
exactly.
Go.
That's exactly.
We'll figure it out as we go.
Yep.
My brain works in a different way. Before we present ourselves, a product, our shop, whatever, this needs to be all confined and colored in. And he's like, no, screw that. Let's go. And I've often told him, dude, you keep shooting from the hip, and then I'll aim that bullet. And, that works. So he helped you, but you have also helped us immensely. I've told tons of people, no one sends more customers our way than you. And so many great Tropicana guys come through here. They know you, and they know we have a friendship, but we really appreciate that.
Anytime. I love the product. I believe in the product. It's something that nobody else does. And to me, that is number one. And that's how I live. My entire business attitude is do things that nobody else is. It's very, very easy to take somebody's idea and do it, replicate it, and just say, I'm just going to do what he does, and it's going to work because bullshit.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. You have to have the belief that I'm doing something completely different. Nobody's doing this. Nobody runs it like this. And people will buy into it because it's brand new. And that's what he did with this. Nobody wears, they got all kinds of crazy shit all over their shirt. And this is very elegant and very proper. And to me, that's very, very important to look good. And this makes me look good.
Yeah, and best dressed guest we've ever had, wouldn't you say?
Where's my prize?
You'll have to come to one of the tournaments to get it. We missed you at this last one.
Did.
You're a mainstay, but we understand you and your
I
wife.
had a child.
Yeah, you and your wife are having your
And you're
third born.
famous.
Now, I congratulations. Patrick, our producer, just had his
Boy, that sounded
fourth.
sincere, didn't it?
No,
Thanks, Hawk.
yeah. Well, hey, I mean it. Now, I will say this. I love how you've named your kids. They're very creative. Don't take this the wrong way. This is all about my past. The name of your current child gives me personal PTSD.
What?
His new child is named Rome. But I do love the name. It's a great name.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It is a wonderful name. You guys are very creative. How do you and your wife...
That dude still has a parking spot in that headspace of yours?
It's slowly but
Rent-free,
surely
homie.
going away. Yeah.
Wow. Front row, I guess.
So you have Havana, Rio, and Rome.
True.
Who comes up with the names?
Havana was just an ode to my grandparents. They're Cuban, and I wanted to do something in lieu of them, and my wife went along with it, and then we just went with Rio, and and then Rome. And I was like, we might as well stick to the plan of the locations of these are all destinations that I will never visit because
the Rio Hotel and Casino.
Yeah. I don't go further.
Real nice place. They haven't changed the carpet in 30, 40 years, dude.
It still smells the same.
Yeah.
Musky.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like, I want to think that I set him up for a name. A name is very, very important.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because instantly you hear it and you go, I've never heard that name before. And then you just remember it.
Yep.
So I wanted to set them up with something that when they introduce themselves, they're going to go, what was that? Rio. Oh, I've never heard that name.
Yeah.
And then you don't forget that.
Correct.
So it was intentional, but also just kind of all came together.
Yeah. Now, I mean this, like, in all seriousness, how the hell do you manage your day-to-day? You've got the golf club, you've got the barbershop, you've got the band, you've got 3 kids, you're a softball coach.
Softball coach first.
The golf club has 400-plus members in it. I work for the company that your golf club is under the umbrella of, and I believe it's the largest Tier 2 golf club in Southern California.
Yeah.
And you're the guy that runs all the marketing and emails and everything,
100%.
and you set up all the tournaments. Honestly, dude, like, how are you not just a zombie walking around?
When I sit down and
love the hustle.
Oh, I love it. That's all I can do. I don't know how to do anything else other than somebody hits me with, hey, we should do that. I go, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I have to stay. I sit down on the couch once a week for 2 hours. I instantly fall asleep. And I hate that. I tell my wife, I got to do something.
Yeah.
I got to do something. So I'm constantly thinking. I'm constantly, what can I do next? Even whatever it is, whether it be the band or this or anything, I just need to stay busy. That's just who I am, and I can't relax. I don't watch TV. I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch YouTube. None of that.
Yeah.
That just eats away at your day.
Well, that explains why you don't watch our show.
Yeah.
Probably watch this one.
You're like
Thanks.
best friends with the company, and you were like, "Wait, you guys have a show? How many have you done?" Like,
I don't sit and watch. I don't have time. If I get in the middle of starting to watch something, somebody calls, somebody emails, and to me, I don't look. You can look at my phone right now. I have 3 emails, and I get probably about 400 a day.
Yeah.
And I go through them instantly because it eats at me. That's why I can't go on vacation. I like to just be on top of everything.
Yeah.
And if I'm on vacation and I know I have 300 emails, now I have 600, now I have 900, I won't enjoy my time. It'll eat me alive. So I have to stay on top of things, and a clean slate is the way that my mind, a clean house, a clean car, everything has to be clean, or else I start losing it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I'll shoot you a text every now and again, and you are bang bang, like the response comes instantly.
Usually a GIF, but
Yeah, sure.
when the words come, I'm like, oh, I got some words.
I can't handle unfinished business. And that's to go back to what you said about him. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Get it done. The more you think about it, and the more you try, and the more you try to make it perfect, it's not going to work. Just somebody told me, I don't even remember who it was. It was a great analogy. They said, throw enough rocks, and you're going to break a window. And that's what I do. I just keep throwing rocks, and eventually a window's going to break. And I miss a lot of windows.
Yeah.
But when it hits, motherfucker goes right through the window, and it explodes.
Well, let's talk about one of those rocks that recently hit. I mean, you've got the golf club, very successful. You have a fully booked barbershop, but and a band that books out every weekend. You created, well, you can tell me the origin story here. You and Manny have one of the most successful Instagram accounts. Everyone knows Manny teaches golf, Manola Vega. This is what I don't want to assume. So how did this all come to be? Because everyone knows that you guys are friends and you work the camera and everything. And I know it's more than just holding up the phone. You probably had a lot to do with it. So like, what's the story there?
It was.
Can I start?
Go ahead, Ryan.
So we had this guy out, and our buddy Hoser out for a photo shoot a couple lines ago out in Indian Wells. And
Clothing lines ago, collections ago.
And they were doing that bit, talking shit in that old school Chicano thing, and we were cracking up, losing our minds. And then the weekend was over, and I was like, oh God, I love those guys, but it's good that I'm gonna get a break from that for a little while. And then I pull my phone up, and the fucking explosion happened, and I was like, never running from this again.
You should have been Manny.
Yeah. No. I could never do what these guys do.
It's just, you know, when we're outside of everything, that's exactly how we are. And all my friends that I've known, from Darkness to Gooey Lou to all these guys that I've known forever, everything is just a constant roast session.
Yeah.
And it's just, and even not even guys that I know. You know, you meet with a Latin environment and everything is, it's kind of, you're kind of burning them, but you're kind of making them feel like, you know, you're welcome. I'm welcoming him by telling him that he's, you know, a leva, like a sick perro, like it just, you know, you're lame, but you're all right with me.
Okay, all right, very good. So how did this whole thing come to be?
Just point and shoot, man. And I just held the camera and said, hey, tell the camera what you just told me. And that's exactly how it works. And every video that we shoot, it happens just like that. There's no editing. I got an iPhone 10 that I shoot this thing on.
I got an 11.
And it's hammered on the storage, so I have to like delete things every time. And somehow it just works. I just go, just do that and just be funny and just say exactly what you just said and do it again. And he's like, all right.
Well, were you guys friends before all this? Do you go back? Do you have history?
I've known him for about 20 years. A buddy of mine that I went to high school with went to San Diego State. That guy went to Spain to study abroad, met Manolo. Manolo then came to the U.S. A few months later. We went to Vegas, we partied, and then right there I was like, bro, you're funny. Like, let me just surround myself with this because it's funny. You know? It's a funny vibe, and just everything from ordering food to giving a golf tip is just, it's funny. And I think people like funny no matter what you think is funny, what I think is funny, and what he thinks is funny might be the same. But there's other people on the other side that think other things are funny. So you just throw it out there, and there's so many people. Somebody's gonna think it's funny.
Well, and speaking of so many people, you guys have racked up an insane following. I mean, we follow you and have forever, so we saw these videos when no one was watching them, and then all of a sudden didn't get reposted by like a big account.
Yeah, Lee from Colorado Golf Blog reposted it, and then from there it went out, and I called this guy.
What do you guys do? Send him like cargo shorts every month as like a thank you, or
just pounds of weed?
Yeah.
No, he just reposted. He was looking for something to post, and then everybody just ate it up. And
you know what I like the most about what you guys do is, especially something on that scale where it's like, you know, ramped up, like there's masses involved, engaging. It seems to me like there's quite a small amount of hate and shit talk. It seems like most of the stuff is positive, like the engagement.
Everything is
which I think is really rare nowadays, especially in the comedy side of things.
Very rare.
And I would say that's what I like most about what you guys are doing, is because, man, we all go through it. It's just the worst thing in the world is you pull your fucking phone up and you see a bunch of hate and you're just like, what a waste of fucking energy.
It is.
You know what I mean?
And I think what we've done is that we have implemented certain things that I believe in, that he believes in as well. If you notice in all the videos, shirt's always tucked in, pants are on. It's always respect the game, respect the people you're playing with, respect the course and the mantenimiento and the people that work there and everything, so that you don't look like a dick. You know, like you have to be proper. And people buy into that because they honor the respect. It's not a joke. It's not like, you know, drive your car into the lake type of deal.
Yeah. And I also think, to Ryan's point, you get back what you put out. And if you're not putting out a bunch of shit talk and you're not trying to ruffle people's feathers, you're just trying to make them laugh, you're typically going to get a comment section full of people that are grateful for the free entertainment. Would you call yourself the mastermind behind it? And the reason I ask is because it seems like you have a intuition on creating characters, because not only is there Manny, but there's our new friend who came out to the tournament, Thick Gabagool. And it seems to me, as your friend,
Thick Gabagool joins the club and goes, hey, can I come to a tournament? I said, yeah, absolutely. He shows up, looks me right in the eye and goes, hi, I'm Thick Gabagool. I go, you sure fucking are. You sure are. And after that, it's just, but my entire life, I don't know how, and I don't know why, but my entire life, the character has always come to me.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. In all my friendships, everybody plays a part. And in this club, there's a lot of guys that aren't featured heavily, but everybody has a little character in them, and it's fabulous. I mean, think Abago's this huge personality.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you have somebody like Eric Baker, who is this quiet, he's the chef at California Country Club. Quiet, says 2 or 3 words, but when he hits you with it, oh my God.
Yeah.
Bro, you go,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
So everybody has a little part in this big show. And I think that, honestly, I think that comes from my band and providing a show for people. When I play a show, when I play your wedding or when I play a bar to 17 people, I want everybody to lose focus of what's going on outside of those walls. And focus on the show, have a good time. And when you walk out and when you go home, then you worry about gas prices and this and the other. But when you're there, you're having a good time, you're singing, you're partying, you're drinking.
Nothing like an escape.
It's a true escape. And that's what golf is, you know? And that's why these guys relate so well to the golf population, because it's a show essentially on the golf course. And the characters don't stop coming. And that's the reason for the success of Tropicana Players Club, is because I have a ton of these guys that are so funny, and they're just, you know, I have the attorney that is hilarious, and I have the dude with face tattoos, Cholo from East LA, that is just as funny. And they get along. And I think they just look at me as like the middle ground. And they're like,
that's
Jimmy's
great.
and I just play that part. I'm just the middle guy, and I can go from Tyler to Nacho and put them both together, and they have a great time together. And this was like, fuck you, fool. And the other guy was like, he just called me a fool. Is that good? Nah, dog, I called you a fool. You're down. I like you, dog. And it's like that. And then it's so welcoming that it's a show. It's a true show that has been created just by luck.
Yeah. Well, and also by someone who knows what to do when a show gets put in front of them. It does take a certain kind of person.
Yeah, I guess
to know.
so. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned you have a barbershop, but you don't cut hair. You have a golf club, but you do play golf.
I do play golf.
And you play golf really well. How did you get started? What's your whole origin story with getting into golf?
I wasn't around golf as a kid. I had a shitty set of clubs from Goodwill, and I'd go out. My mom would drop me off with another buddy for like 7 hours, and we would just walk and hit balls and chase squirrels. And I was like 10 years old. So I had that, and then it was just time between baseball and football. I would go mess around on the golf course. And it never went anything further than that. My dad doesn't know golf. My grandparents, nobody knows golf. Golf is not a thing. Now it's becoming a thing in the Latin community, but before that, it wasn't. Like, you just didn't play golf. It cost too much, and you had to do all this No. So that was it. And then about 30 years old, I bought my roommate a set of golf clubs, and we went out and hit balls, and I was like, oh shit, I remember this. This is fun. And then I just picked it up, and I just went full speed playing and trying to learn and trying to research everything. So, you know, I just from playing, that's all I've really learned. I did not grow up in it. And I think most people that are playing today didn't grow up in it.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. You're one of the few that did.
Right.
And you've got I think your background, obviously with your grandparents and your parents and how young you got started in it and the stuff you were around, is totally the influence for why this looks as good as it does and why there's a backstory to it. A backstory that runs 50 years. You know, where, like, I'm like you, I got into it, you know, through my mom, but I wasn't serious about it. I wasn't going to country clubs. I wasn't watching Arnold Palmer on TV. Like, I got into it during the Tiger boom and everything. It was funny. You and I were playing once at Fullerton Golf Course.
Great track.
Shut up. We walked that day.
They call it Augusta West.
We ended up walking that day, and I had remarked to you, like, my wife hates golf, you know, because you're gone for 5 hours all the time. And you were like, mine did too, till I won $25K. Which was such a good line.
It's work, honey. It's work.
You did win $25,000 on Holey Moley, a season 1 champion. I believe, if I remember correctly, that Steph, damn it, why did his parents name his brother Seth? Steph Curry.
Just to confuse you.
Yes, and good job, Dale or
Wasn't he on a sports show or anything?
At
one point.
What was that experience
Sports.
like? Steph Curry put the jacket on you. You won on TV. You did it in a jumpsuit. Your daughter was there.
Yeah, I saw Steph Curry one time, and that was at the finale.
Yeah.
And they lined us all up, and they said, "Oh, this is the champions photo. Can you stand there and take a picture with what'd you call him, Seth? With
Yes.
Seth's brother."
Yeah.
So we stand there, and I have the picture, and I'll send it to you so you can put it up. I stood 40 feet the other way, and they said, can you move in? I said, I'm a Lakers fan. And he's like, "That's right, dog." And I was like, so that's the only interaction I had. But he seems like a good guy, and he's
And you shot the cuffs when you put the.
like a true G.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
Holey Moley champ to ever shoot the cuffs, dude.
I think a lot of people watch that show, and like most Americans who watch television, they don't understand like all the strings that are being pulled for it. You weren't just there one night at 9 o'clock filming.
No.
This was a multi-day shoot that was at like 3 or 4 in the morning. Right?
It was a 5-day thing. And in the beginning, they called me and they said, "Do you want to be part of this mini golf show?" And I said, "Absolutely not," and hung up the phone. They called back the next day and they said, "Okay, look, it's a TV show. It's not going to be on the internet. It's going to be a real show." I said, "How much does it pay?" And they go, "Oh, it doesn't pay." I said, "See you later." They called me back and they go, "We'll give you $50 per day." And I go, "Nope." So then they call back the next day. I go, "Listen, give me $150 a day and I'll do it." And they go, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I'm like thinking I'm tough shit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
walk in there. I'm in the hotel. They go, "We're going to get on this bus and take you to..." I pull up. It's this multi-million-dollar operation. I got $150.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah.
So I get in there the first day, and it started shooting at midnight, from midnight to 5 a.m. So the first day, whatever, it's fine. The second day is fine. By the third day, I'm like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping. I'm exhausted. And then something just clicked. And I'm not a super competitive guy when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Well, let me cut you off. Because I was supposed to be on
Welcome
the
to my
show.
world.
I was supposed to be on the show with him that first thing. And I canceled last minute because they changed the dates the last minute.
Right.
And it went to the dates of the powwow and I couldn't miss it.
Right.
And so me and him, when I would finish our matches and our dinners at the powwow, you'd get on because it was too late to talk to anyone else.
Yeah.
So him and I were talking because I wanted to know what was going on.
Yeah.
And so it was funny. I watched the transformation, like the conversation went from "this is stupid, these guys are dumb," and "look at this guy," and you're sending me videos of all the contestants being like idiots, at like the bar and like working on their swings and stuff. And then something halfway clicked, and you told me, I'll never forget it. You said, I was like, I'm here at like 5 a.m, away from my wife and kids, and it's like I'm down the stretch, whatever. Fuck this. I'm winning that $25,000
exactly
no
what-
matter
it
what.
clicked.
And it clicked.
Yep.
And I looked over at Steve and Tommy because we were staying at his house, and I go, Jim's about to win this goddamn golf show.
Nice.
I gave away. They were making friends, and everybody
Yeah.
was talking. I said, "I don't want to be friends with anybody."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've taken 4 days from me.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay me.
Yeah.
And that went into my head, and I made it a business thing. And I didn't talk to anybody, and I got in this weird zone, which is kind of good because now I know that I can get in there. And I just said, I'm not going to lose. I'm
Yeah.
not going to lose. Whatever it takes, whatever intimidation, whatever anything, I'm not going to
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah.
God damn it, I didn't lose.
So what's interesting is this takes 5 days and 25 hours,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you total it all up. And I think you were on TV for like a total of 7 minutes and played 3 holes of golf. And it
This
took,
guy, he counted the minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy.
Look at these notes.
That's kind of nuts. A lot of people don't know how much goes into television production, but you had to live through it.
Yeah.
And it yielded, 1 episode of TV that you
That's
were in
real
a third
expensive
of.
wood right there.
Yeah. So how would you characterize that experience overall?
Listen, it was fun for what it was. I think the producers on the show were great. I know that. I mean, you look at the show and it just hits. It just goes boom. But every 5 minutes, move the cameras, and everybody's moving around. It takes 45 minutes, and you're standing out there, and it's 18 degrees, and I'm shivering, and they go, action, and you're like, oh, shit. So I find myself on the last day at 5 a.m. with an 8-foot putt for $25,000, and I go, I'm not going to miss this shit. I came all this way and did all this shit.
Yeah.
No. So I got in it, and you don't see that. You don't see that. And the sitting around, every time somebody hits a shot, all the cameras have to move.
Yeah.
And everybody's giving all these orders, and this asshole goes to lunch.
I would have lost my marbles.
It's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane. But at this point, I was like, I'm already in this thing. Now I'm going to lose. I didn't see it as winning $25,000. I was going to lose $25,000 because I spent a lot of time out there, and that was it.
How do those carpet greens roll? The reason I ask is mini golf is so much different. It's so much different than regular golf. So like what it's like to go putt
like a
on
6.9 on the stimp meter.
It's not about that, but like these things have weird grooves. They have weird grooves and weird corners.
Yeah, it's just a piece of platform
wobbly,
with AstroTurf on it. And it's not real by any means, but
did you have to adjust to that? Is what I'm getting at.
Yes, Adam, I had to adjust.
Great question, Hawk. Hey, that'll be the post, teaser that we put out.
Did you have to adjust to the
don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button right
Everyone has been to a mini golf like Camelot, and your wife can legitimately beat you because it's a rubber mallet and a bouncing ball and a
Here
crappy
come the
carpet.
excuses.
No, I was just wondering how different it was.
It's not real grass. It's fake. It's a stage. It's all a stage with these lighting.
Look how mad he is.
No, I will say this. It's like 40 degrees hotter than it's ever been in this studio before, and you guys are crushing me for a legitimate question
He's
about
got every excuse.
what's it like to putt on TV. Anyway.
Nice catch.
Come on, Hawk.
I'm totally switching gears now.
Take a
Drink
drink,
up
man.
and be somebody.
Hey,
do you need to smoke? Can I offer you a smoke?
Yeah, let's light one up.
Yeah.
You want to just do this like this?
Go ahead, guys.
Take a break, buddy.
Go ahead. We
You
know.
have a punch?
No, I just bite it.
Yeah, there's a cutter right there. Okay.
Hawk, the balls are rubber.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
No, they're actually real balls.
They are, and you get to use your own putter.
You could. I didn't bring one though.
Okay. All right. I'll stop
What
asking about.
what kind of putter did they bring you?
I don't know.
I think you showed me. You're like,
Yeah, it was nothing fabulous, but like I said,
I don't remember exactly word for word, but I do remember like a faint memory of like the interactions you had with the guy you were going up against at the last second, and it was something just like very sly and to the side. And I'm sure they edited a bunch of what you set out, but you're just like, yeah, whatever, watch out, buddy. Like you
they wanted to be friends.
Pushed him over to the
They
side,
wanted to be friends.
And I was like,
I wasn't there to make friends,
Yeah.
man. Like give me my money so I can go home, and and that was it. And they wanted to make long friendships, and that's fine. But count me out of that.
Yeah. You would rather count your money than your friends. I appreciate that. We know where Ryan's sense of fashion comes from, his grandparents and growing up around that, and Arnold Palmer. You dress very similar. You've got some swanky steez that's very mid-century inspired. Where does your sense of fashion come from?
What I've watched on TV through golf, and I don't always dress like this day to day. I have more now because I'm not 22 years old anymore.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man now, so like I want to play the part of my
life
age.
isn't always about being comfortable.
That's totally true.
Yeah.
So what I've seen on TV and the guys that I've admired growing up, that's how they dressed. And from Trevino and Chi-Chi and that's who I watched. I didn't know about anybody else. I mean, I knew about Palmer and Jack and stuff, but I didn't know the whole field at that. I watched Trevino because my dad was a Trevino fan, and he's El Paso, and my dad's from El Paso, and like that whole bit. So that's who I saw, and I was like, that's who I can relate to.
Yeah,
he looks kind of like me. Like I can see myself looking like that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Dude, the black high waters with the red socks.
Gangster.
I mean, dude, nobody. Like Tiger with the red and black, Trevino had that on lock long before Tigre was there, dude.
Oh, okay.
100%. That was who I tried to emulate, and that's what I like.
Maybe you can't answer this question, but I think it's a good way to kind of tie a bow on everything. We've talked about all this stuff that you have done and that you are doing. The sky's the limit for you. What's next?
There's a few things that I want to. I turned 39 this year. Before I turned 40, there's a checklist of things that I want to do. Number one, I want to continue to grow Tropicana so that all these guys that have been in the club and guys that are hesitant about joining a club can come, can make new friends, can play golf, can feel comfortable. And I want to just lead them into these places where they wouldn't. Like last week, we went to Monarch Beach. We had 16 guys. 12 of them had face tattoos. I'm not talking about little teardrop, face tattoos.
Yeah.
And Elo, the head pro there, was like kind of looking at me like, I go, don't worry, bro. It's respect. Like they're good. They have full respect. And when you're from the streets and this and the other, it's all respect. You know, you have to have respect or else you get your ass kicked.
To me, those guys are the guys who will latch on and be cool with the tradition more than anyone else.
100%. And it's fashion, it's style, it's respect. When you're around a Latin family, don't chew ice on TV. It's
a bad habit.
when you're in a Latin party or a family event, if your shirt is wrinkled or your pants are not creased properly, hey, perro, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
You just got out or what?
Yeah.
You know, like, so it's like,
Yeah.
I got a fresh pro club for you.
hey, dog, you on a steamer or what's up, fool? I got some starch right here. So, like,
Shout it out.
it's all about looking good, playing, because there might be a fine ass hyena there, dog, and you gotta show up and you gotta look good. So it's that whole vibe of, and they respect each other, they respect the club, they respect me, to know that I'm putting them in good situations for them in general. So that's number one. I want to make this thing huge. I want people to network in the club. One of my guys just got a job from another guy in my club. I just had an AC guy come out and work on my house from a guy that was referred to somebody else. So it's not just golf, it's life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very, very important to me.
Connections.
Exactly. And the second thing, I've been in music since I was 18 years old. I've never done anything on my own. I'm going to write a top 40 song by the time I'm 40 years old. 100%. I'm going to do it. I want to lose 25 pounds because these 6-year-old girls are outrunning me, and it's not acceptable to me. So those three things I really want to do, and I'm going to focus on doing. And those are my 3 goals.
I love it.
Haven't the girls always been outrunning you?
No.
Grow Tropicana, lose 25, write a top 40. So.
I think you can do it.
Yeah, I do too.
I will do it. It's there. I just gotta commit a little time to it.
Yeah.
And it'll happen. And I got the guy that's gonna help me write the song. He's great, Alex Rosales. He's a fabulous little Latin kid that just doesn't. He's the guy that's just all talent and doesn't want to be like, listen to my shit. He won't say that.
Yeah.
But he's great. And I'll be the guy like, listen to this and listen to this. And he'd be like, I like that. Who is that? It's Alex Rosales.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just the way I am. Is just push.
I would love to have wrapped it up on that, but you brought up something that I want to talk about. You and I have each gone down the road of coaching our daughters in youth sports. I coached her in soccer 2 years, and I'm doing it again for a 3rd year in a couple of months. You are coaching Havana in softball.
True.
How much fun is that?
It's, 4 months ago, I was telling my wife yesterday, Havana hadn't touched a softball 4 months ago because that's when the season started. Never touched it, had no idea.
Yeah.
Last Sunday, we finished the All-Star weekend.
Yeah.
And she's an athlete, man.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I go, oh, man.
Yeah.
She can hit the ball. She knows how to hit the ball. And that's instinctual. Like, you just have to know how to do things. She fields with 2 hands. And I work with her, but you can work with somebody all day long. If they don't know what the hell the whole purpose of it is.
It's all natural.
And that to me, I was like, wow, that's great. So I'm going to try to teach the other girls and this and the other. But I think that watching my daughter succeed at something that she had no clue what she was doing a few months ago is the biggest reward.
Yeah, no, it's cool. For me, it's like I suck at soccer and sucked at soccer. I could
Shocker.
Thanks. I could coach baseball and help kids get better, but with soccer, it's like the parents love me because they're like, oh, that's the guy that's going to do it every year, so we can sit on our ass and watch.
Right.
And I told them at the end of this year, I said, just so you guys know, as our kids are all getting older together because they all sign up for the same team, so I've been with the same families for 3 years now. I'm like, they're not going to get any better. I don't know anything about soccer. I don't know how to coach this. I don't know how to do practice.
Yeah, but you're like an analytical guy. Like, you know how to like form. You watch videos on YouTube on how to have the perfect softball practice or soccer practice.
Yeah, and I did watch those videos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, hey, what was your name again? Hey, stand right there, catch. But that's why you work. You know, like that's what's good about you. You're the guy. And I've seen it in music. The guys that show up. I got my 1978 Les Paul with 328 humbuckers. And I go, hey, dog, can you hand me my guitar? What kind is it? It's the blue one,
Yeah.
fool.
I need an extension cord, dog.
Can you, like, plug that shit in or not? So, but being analytical is very good in a sense because you
I
learn.
could see Adam being your assistant coach.
Yeah, no, that would work.
But really, yeah, and I just chew tobacco in the
You're the
dugout.
big picture
Adam,
guy.
go get the picture.
Yeah, he's the detailed.
I'm just excited to coach a different sport because I literally told these parents, like, we're going to play Sharks and Minnows until you guys ask for a new coach. And Sharks and Minnows is like the most basic kind of practice ever. And because I don't know these drills, but if you wanted me to coach baseball, I'd be freaking Tommy Lasorda in there, dude. Like, let's go. But I don't know shit about soccer.
Thank God
Anywho,
Tommy's dead, man. 'Cause he-
Well,
rest
thanks
in
for
peace.
watching,
By the
guys.
way-
This has been a great episode.
from Tommy Lasorda and these two schmucks,
Yeah.
we bid you adieu.
Yeah.
Tommy Lasorda, Fullerton resident, rest in peace. Just wanted to throw that out there. Lifelong Fullerton resident.
Lifelong.
Yes. We'll look it up right after this.
Yeah, just like the inventor of
Except-
the electric guitar came from Fullerton.
No,
He looked
that-
up, and that was
He
false.
did. Leo Fender.
Leo Fender, but he wasn't lifelong, and I think Tommy Lasorda
Rickenbacker invented the electric
was from New
guitar.
York.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Anyway, all right, guys.
Detailed.
All right. I have, for the last 22 episodes, pinned a lapel pin on a guest. I'm going to do it here, but I can't wait to get made fun of by you guys the entire time.
Before you do that, I want to say thank you
He's
to
been
both.
waiting to touch you all day.
I know. Here. Before you do that, I want to say thank you for having me here. I love everything that you've created. I love the way that you're here and helping create this as a family type brand, and you're putting a little bit of what do you say? You know, you're making it appealing to the masses, and you've done a great thing. I will always support. I will always represent. I will send people your way as long as I live. I think that Nation Golf is something that is bigger than this polo.
Right.
And for me, you've done something different that nobody else does, and I will always appreciate that. You helped me from the beginning, and I cannot thank you enough.
Well,
You're
thank
my
you
bro.
for that.
Wow, that was so awesome.
I want to finish with something for you. That,
Thank you, Jimmy.
It wasn't long ago when we were hanging out and talking business and stuff like that, and you told me something. You said a couple things to me, and the second thing really rung my bell, and I'll never forget it. And we're not done yet. That we're gonna do something special
We will.
together one day,
100%.
and we don't know what that is. We gave it a shot with one thing, but we threw some rocks,
Keep
and
throwing rocks.
whatever. And I look forward to that day, and I appreciate your support.
Always, always.
And let's stick this thing on you because Adam just got cold feet.
Well, you guys have been friends longer.
Yeah.
This is only appropriate.
Hey, this is like 6 karat gold
So
right here,
do I
dude.
get jumped in after this?
Yeah, hey, I will say this. There
hands are up.
are two people in this world, that Ryan Engel actually respects. Craig Dunlap and Jimmy Tropicana. Yeah.
And Katie Kai.
Well, of course, I'm talking about Mick. Yes. When it comes to, like, including me, he does not respect anybody.
Really?
Except
God,
It's a short list with a lot of alternates.
whenever I bring up anyone to Ryan, including myself, it's instant roast job. Bring up you or Craig, and it's like, oh, those guys are the best, man. Like those are the guys I call when I need something. Yeah.
That's exactly my opinion when anybody says, hey, where do you get that shirt? And you see it everywhere. What shirt is that? And every time I can have any kind of appearance on any kind of main stage, I'm always in Nation because I truly enjoy everything that you stand for and the way that it's represented. And I can't say anything other than that. I respect it. I love it. And I will always be here. Number one fan.
You're the best, brother. Cheers to
Salute.
fellowship and to friendship.
And all 14 people who are going to watch this.
Maybe 17. Follow it.
Thanks, Patrick.